evening to all the participants for taking out your precious time in joining this webinar on building the resilient security in the new normal. So as you can see, and I'm sure that, after this, in the post-COVID era, I'm sure you will agree that, most of us, we are kind of living in a remote first world, where our life have changed. We are not at all kind of going to office, but rather we are living in a remote first world where we are attending most of our meetings, our all the work assignments are actually happening over the Zoom calls, over the MS Teams. So that's how you would see that the entire facet of technology has changed. The perimeter is kind of collapsed. It is no longer that our traffic is moving into the data center where we are working in the traditional ways how the traffic used to get accessed. Rather, we are kind of accessing our applications, our resources from everywhere, from our homes, from our accessing these applications from our mobiles, and the different endpoint devices that you can think of. And that's how the security is becoming more and more challenging towards this after the facet of this remote first world. So what exactly needs to be seen specifically here is that after this specific change has happened, security breaches have significantly increased. When I say that, you will see that the threat landscape that we have realized specifically during this post era actually has significantly increased. There has been close to 238% of increase in the cyber attacks, and these are specifically linked to the COVID-19. Our own research team, the VMware Carbon Black own research team shows that there has been a significant increase with respect to the ransomware attacks, and this has actually been significant numbers. Specifically, I would say in the 2020 era that we have seen, specifically I would say for the during the post COVID state that we are facing. Similarly, I would say the phishing campaigns are towards the rise. The kind of phishing campaigns which the attackers are using, making use of the social media, social engineering techniques. So all these are actually going towards a very hyper side. Now, how do we address all of this while the complexity is on the rise? Now there is a significant question that how do we address this, and what are the challenges that you as a customer, you as a partner are also looking into your environment. Now, first of all, we need to see that security is a strategic area for all the businesses today. It is kind of if you look at every layer, starting from the network, web security, endpoint security, we are seeing that customers have think of security as different tools, different solutions which they are putting across in their network. If you think of firewall, you will imagine that it as a perimeter security device securing your network. Similarly, if I talk about web security, you'll immediately many names come into your mind which are kind of securing your web traffic for content filtering, URL filtering kind of solutions. Similarly, if I talk about the solution, if I talk about endpoint security, the solutions like antivirus, EDR, DLP, content filtering will come into your mind. So if you look at the today landscape, it is totally broken. Customers and the partners are having too many solutions, but if I talk about the unified contest, none of them are having that unified contest in among each other. So what exactly what we are looking, so what we are looking is that the today model is actually essentially is based on a bolted on approach that which is having too many products, too many agents, making the environment more and more complex. It is, I would say, a kind of a siloed environment where we have got infosec team, and where we have got our servers team, the IT teams, which are kind of enabling security at in their own ways, but they are totally siloed. These two teams rarely speak to each other, and they rarely have a unified view of the threat which is happening in their environment. Then specifically the threats that are happening into the environment, all of the focus is actually more towards the reactive threats which is happening over within the environment. There is hardly any contextual level threats which is kind of exchanged between these two teams. So what is the new approach that needs to be followed? The new approach, I would say, that needs to be followed is that it has to be transformed. Rather than being a bolted on approach, security needs to be more built in, I would say. Rather than thinking of security as an afterthought, it has to be a more built in approach. Rather than being a siloed approach, having multiple agents, multiple solutions, there is a need of an art that that the security needs to be unified. Should I have a single dashboard which actually gives me a view of what is happening into my environment? And rather than being a threat centric approach, it has to be a context centric approach, which would mean that rather than giving me a reactive threats, that what happened into my environment, it should also give me the details, like how it happened, where it happened, so that I have a complete process tree of what is happening into my environment. Now, while all this is happening, that into my environment, I need to see that how I need to secure my endpoints and workloads to address some of these challenges. Now, I'm sure you must be knowing that Carbon Black is one of the pioneers when it comes to endpoint security. And the philosophy that we follow, that while preventing any risk, is that we feel that before the risk needs to be prevented, we first need to identify the risk, that where is that risk. And how can we identify the risk? By doing a baseline, by doing a validation, that what exactly do you have in your environment in terms of inventory. Once I have a clear visibility that this is the inventory that you have in your environment, then I need to look for that what are these insecure configuration, what are those unnecessary ports, what are the suspicious activity which are happening in your environment. And once I have that visibility, the next step, of course, is to harden these insecure configuration and reduce the attack surface. Now, once I have a clear visibility that these are the identified risk into my environment, the next step is to move into the prevent cycle. As you can see, all these three cycles are closely related to each other and are feeding into each other. So once I have the visibility of this is the threat, or the threat vectors that exist into my environment, and I need to prevent them. The first step is to obviously to harden these assets and to prevent both the malware and the non-malware kind of processes which are lying into my environment. Now, I really want to focus here into the non-malware softwares and the processes. Now, I'm sure you would all agree that we would be having the legacy antivirus in in our respective organization. But is that prevention enough? We really need to ask this question, because now the adversaries are making use of the legitimate tools, the legitimate process, which are trusted by the operating system, something like PowerShell, WMI, JavaScript. Some of all these tools are are being used by our own admins within our own organizations. So how do we make sure that while the adversaries are making use of these tools, we make sure that these actions which are being performed are performed by adversaries, and not by the legitimate user. So we really need to identify, and we really need a behavioral based analytics approach here, rather than just relying upon the signature based database, which can actually identify and prevent the malware, the known malware in your organization. So once I have that visibility, that which requires you to prevent the both malware and the living of the land kind of attacks, then we really need to see that how you can actually detect and respond to the threats which evade these prevent cycle. If there are some specific threats where you need to do a kind of a RC, root cause analysis, into your system, or you really need to see that if there is a threat that has happened into your environment, do you have a visibility that you can actually go back into the last 2 weeks of data and see that if there was a threat campaign that was launched into your organization, and if it was launched, that how many system it has impacted, and from where it started and from where it got executed. So we really need to have that zoom out view to look into that the complete cycle from detection and respond perspective. And when I say respond, then I also need to have the capabilities, like if I have got an infected system which is kind of making a reverse shell connection, or kind of making a command and control kind of communication to a adversary, then can I immediately at the click of a button, I can quarantine that particular machine and do a forensics and kill the malicious process before it could do a lateral movement into my organization. So all these capabilities are kind of built in on our the flagship platform that we have from the VMware Carbon Black Cloud. And as you can see above, the capabilities and the functions which are highlighted in green are the ones which can help you identify the risk into your environment. Some of them are like audit and remediation vulnerability management, workload visibility. And when it comes to, prevention of, these malicious process, you can make use of, the capabilities like next generation antivirus and, device control. And then when it comes to detect and respond, then the capabilities like, EDR and managed detections are there in place. Now all this is kind of, is built upon on the flagship platform that we have, that is, the Carbon Black Cloud. And as you can see downline that, it supports most of the heterogeneous platform that you can think of, so even if your endpoints and the workloads are running on, the Windows, Mac, Linux, and over any of the, cloud platforms, starting from Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, it is kind of supported over all of these platforms. Also what VMware has done here is that, we have done a native integration of Carbon Black, with our vSphere platform, and the similar thing that we are doing on the Kubernetes side, on the container side as well, to secure these containers. Now, just to give you in terms of, from the protection that we enable today, so we protect more than 20,000 organizations globally. And as you can see, we cut across all the verticals, some of the key organizations, from each and every vertical, starting from oil and gas, healthcare, technology, manufacturing. So we are, kind of enabling this prevention across each and every vertical today. Now, if you look at, what are the key use cases that, from a Carbon Black perspective, that it can actually help in addressing to your environment. So if you are looking that, there is a significant challenge of, combining multiple security tools, then this is definitely Carbon Black Cloud is one of the solution where you can think of, unifying your multiple security capabilities over a single platform. Definitely when it comes to replacing the antivirus, this is one of the key solution where it can not only prevent the known malwares, but also look for, the fileless or, the non-malware kind of attack. From there, actually, it gives you the next generation AV kind of capabilities. And then on top of that, as I mentioned that, if you really want to look that, what are these advanced threats into your environment, and if you really want to do a threat hunting, that, how it executed in your environment, where it executed, what is the, if you really want to do a RCA, and if you really want to get into the forensics, then the the capabilities like EDR, threat hunting, can come into the picture. And this is something that, I will do a quick demo and, showcase to you over the demo itself. And then when it comes to risk identification, then IT hygiene is, one of the capabilities, one of the module which is available within the Carbon Black Cloud, which helps you identify, by running the custom queries within your environment, that what are these insecure configurations, if there are any RDP ports which are enabled, if there are, multiple local admin accounts which are enabled within your environment. So with respect to IT hygiene, we provide you that capabilities to run these custom queries and identify if there are the insecure configuration which exist in your environment, and how you can actually remediate these vulnerabilities within your environment. Then let me just talk about here with respect to the Carbon Black approach, that, how actually, we are, I would say, securing the customer environment, how we are securing them. Then what we have is that, what we have deployed at the endpoint side is there is a lightweight sensor which gets deployed at the endpoint side. And what that sensor is doing is, sensor is continuously collecting a lot of event data, what is happening over the endpoint. So when I say this event data, this will include the network connection, process event, file modification, network connections, parent process, child process, everything and everything, that is happening over the endpoint, like a CCTV camera. The sensor is collecting all these events and pumping it up, over the Carbon Black Cloud, where all the analytics is happening. Now, the Carbon Black Cloud, as you can see, is kind of processing more than 1 trillion events per day. So that's how, is the capability of the platform that we have today. It is kind of, analyzing close to 40 million sensors, the data being received from these sensors, and is, kind of processing close to 500 terabytes of endpoint data every day. So that is the capability using which, we say that, we can stop the attacks, which have never been seen before. Now, if I have to, give you an example that, how this technology actually works in your environment, so you will see that, what happens is that, there is an endpoint agent which gets deployed at the endpoint side, and this is a real-time agent, which is capturing all the events, which is happening over the endpoint. And once all these events are captured by the sensor, all these events are tagged, how in the form of a process tree, like, if there are multiple processes, which are happening over the endpoints. So what in the real time, what we are doing is we are kind of tagging, is this kind of forming an attack behavior? And on top of that, what we are doing is we are kind of running the attack analytics using our machine learning model, which is able to analyze that, if there is a running attack which is happening over the environment, then the enforcement engine comes into play to prevent the attack even from happening. Now, if I have to give an example that, how actually it happens in a real life scenario, then you will see that this is something, this is how, it gets executed. So for example, if a user, he kinds of, tries to open a Firefox browser which tries to load a Flash plugin. Now Flash plugin tries to invoke a PowerShell script which kind of tries to inject a code over the endpoint system. Now, while this is happening over the endpoint by the user, you will see that the Carbon Black is kind of tagging all these events in the backend. With the browser loading up, kind of loading the Flash plugin trying to load the PowerShell trying to inject the code over the endpoint, and in the backend, as you can see below, the Carbon Black is continuously kind of running the risk profile. So when the user, when he tried to, kind of load the Firefox browser, it was seen a legitimate behavior, so it was kind of green. But when the browser actually loaded the Flash plugin, which kind of, invoke the PowerShell script, from where it was seen that, this is a kind of a malicious behavior, a risky behavior, and that needs to be prevented. So before the attack get executed, it was seen that, this is a malicious profile, and that which is actually forming a kind of attack, and that got blocked even before it got executed. So that is something, the behavioral based prevention which is needed on top of, the known malware prevention that we may have, from the legacy AV vendors within our environment. And this is something, the streaming prevention technology that Carbon Blacks enables you. Now, as I talked about that, not just from the known malware, we prevent, the solutions, we enable the solution to prevent the environment from the non-malware kind of attack. So when it comes to prevention technique, we follow a kind of a defense in depth kind of approach, where we talk about that, we have capabilities, a layered security approach to protect the customer environment from both, the known as well as the malicious, advanced malicious kind of threats. So what we have is that, the first layer of defense that we talk about is, the AV signature database, where we look into the reputation of the file, and if it is a kind of a known malware where we see that, we have a known hash for it, the file will get blocked there and there itself. Now, if there are, the files, the adversaries are kind of making use of, which has got malicious instructions, then what we do is we make use of, the machine learning model, which kind of, is being leveraged by the sensor by doing a static analysis locally at the sensor level. The third layer of prevention is our cloud detonation capability, where what we see at times is that, the attackers are kind of running these packaged files, which when executed, then, based on the verdict, we come to know that, this is a kind of a malicious file, which is happening, which when executed in your environment can create a issue. So what we do is we kind of, run these files within our cloud-based sandbox environment, and based on the verdict, which generally comes, in a matter of few seconds, this file will be allowed to run within your environment. So this cloud-based detonation capability is something which is very useful, specifically to look into the layered and the packaged files which the adversary is trying to make use of. And then the fourth prevention layer that I already talked about is with respect to the streaming behavioral prevention, where we saw that, how looking at the behavior, we can, the Carbon Black can decide, whether the attack needs to be blocked in real time, or is it something non-malicious behavior which is happening over the endpoint. And then the fifth layer, that is something which is very critical. I'm sure you would all agree that ransomware is becoming a very big threat in each and every organization. Then what we have is, we have a deception layer for ransomware. What we do here is that while the carbon black sensor gets deployed at each and every endpoint, what we look into is the risky and the malicious behavior with respect to the ransomware attacks. Like, for example, if an adversary is trying to modify the master boot records, is trying to delete the backup copies, is trying to unauthorized access your backup file systems. So this is where the carbon black sensor looks into these kind of behavior and prevents these actions from happening actually. And then what we have done is that while this all looks so complex, we have made the prevention so difficult for the attacker. We have made it very simple for the L1, even the SOC L1 SOC analyst team, so that they can look into these preventions just by applying the policies. We have a single policy engines which has got out of the box policies which can enable these preventions for you. Our capabilities have been tested and validated by various third party as well. So like as you can see, we have been validated by AV comparatives and the AV test, where we kind of scored highest vis-a-vis other AV vendor, vis-a-vis other competitive products. Now, let me also talk about, with respect to the capabilities from the EDR, because I'm sure that, when it comes to looking into and troubleshooting into, the incident that happened into your environment, today we need a visibility, to do a kind of a RCA, to do a kind of a forensics that, what is happening into my environment. Specifically, I would say, the SOC teams, they really need to have this visibility that, if there is a threat happening, how many system it is impacting, from where it started, where exactly what are the kind of techniques and procedures the adversaries are trying to make use of. So this is something which is made handy and available to the various SOC team, which using the EDR platform, they give this visibility. So what we have done is, we have kind of integrated our EDR platform with Maitre attack frameworks, where what we do is, all the TTPs which the Maitre uses in the framework are tagged with respect to the EDR platform. And this is something which I will demonstrate to you over the demo itself. And then when it comes to remediation, when you see that there is a malicious non-malware attack which is kind of happening into your environment, so at the fingertips when you really want to do a kind of a forensics, then what you can simply do is, you can kind of do a quarantine of the device, where what will happen is that the device will kind of lose all the network connectivity. Even if it is physically connected over the network, the device will lose the network connectivity and will only be connected to the carbon black cloud. And once the network is kind of isolated and kind of quarantined, then the security admin team and the SOC admin can take a secure remote shell of that particular isolated device, and can do a memory dump, can kill the malicious process, make sure that the device which is in isolation is perfectly clean, and can then be brought up back to the network. So the capabilities specifically, with respect to the EDR, were tested during our Maitre attack evaluation, where we kind of, emerged as a clear leader as well. Now, this is another capability which I'm sure is something very relevant with respect to the actionable threat intelligence, because this really gives you visibility that if there is a global threat which is happening, how your environment is protected towards it. So what we are doing here is that our own carbon black own threat research team, the TAU unit that we have, threat analysis doing, they are continuously doing a research with respect to the global threat which are happening. And what they are doing is, they are publishing these threat reports. So you will see these threat reports over the carbon black console itself, where you will be able to see that what are these threats, what are the IOCs. And while we kind of publish these reports, we make sure that your environment is kind of protected towards these kind of threats which are happening over across the globe. Now, when it comes to EDR, as a platform, we really need to see that, how can we enable our security team to look into these, malicious behavior, to look into the threat hunting capability. So to look into these threat hunting capabilities, we have really made the platform quite flexible. So you can see, out of the box searches, which are kind of available, which making use of, any SOC team can actually look into these kind of queries and see that, if there is a attacker, who is kind of, trying to communicate over your network, if there is an attacker, who is kind of, trying to scrap the memory of any process of any host which is there in your environment. Also, we provide out of the box watch list, which are kind of integrated, with various third party feeds like, Carbon Black Sands, Tor, and from the MC based threat intelligence, using which, if you see that, if there are any IOCs, which are kind of making use of these watch lists, so you'll get an alert accordingly as per that within your alert dashboard. Now, one of the USP that I would say that, the Carbon Black brings to you is that, all the capabilities that, you can see that, with respect to the alert data. So along with the solution itself, we provide 30 days of data retention, because something, this is very critical, because I'm sure you would agree that, when an adversary tries to launch an attack, you will agree that, it will not happen just over a day or over a week, or, over just a, I would say, overnight. So they would first, do a reconnaissance into your network. They will move very stealthy into your environment. They might even sleep for a week and before launching an attack, before doing an infiltration into your network actually. So we really felt that, 30 days of attention is needed just to understand the overall telemetry of the data, overall telemetry of the attack which is happening into your environment. So this is something that, is one of the key USP, that within the solution itself we bundle 30 days of data retention of the, alert data that is happening into your environment. Now, with respect to audit and remediation, I spoke of, how to identify the risk. So when it comes to risk identification, these are some out of the box, queries, which we bring as part of our audit and remediation capabilities, which helps you identify that, if there are, any vulnerabilities which are lying in your environment. So this is something which I will show over a quick demo itself, that how, using these custom queries you can run into your environment, and you can get a status of, if your devices are, kind of infected with respect to certain of these certain vulnerabilities, then you will get an immediate update that, what is the security posture of these devices into my environment. Similarly, with respect to security compliance, with respect to threat hunting, there are some queries which are kind of built in for different platforms like Windows, Mac, Linux. Now we also have capabilities, where we provide capability that, in addition to the next generation AV and EDR, how you can control the mass storage devices like, the USB. So as you can see, USB can become one of the big attack vector, to launch an attack, or basically, to when it gets plugs over any USB port. How can we ensure that, the malware is not getting spread via it? So we kind of, provide restrictions in kind of, reading, writing, executing these capability from the USB device itself. Also, we kind of go very granular here. So even if, you really want to allow certain USB devices just by the, the USB serial number, manufacturer, details, so you can do that granular level of approvals within the device control policy, and basis which you can allow certain users to use these devices. Now, with respect to the endpoint bundles, what we have got is the three bundles that we have, using which the customers can opt for and the partners can opt for. So the base one starts with the endpoint standard, which has got capabilities like next generation AV, EDR, and device control. The second bundle that we have is, the endpoint advanced and the endpoint enterprise. Endpoint advanced adds the capability of audit and remediation, using which, you can run the custom queries in your environment with respect to IT hygiene, vulnerabilities, and, threat hunting. And then we have the third platform, which is, the endpoint enterprise, which gives you capabilities with our enterprise EDR platform, which allows you, to create your custom watch list, provide automated threat hunting tools. So all these capabilities are included in the endpoint enterprise bundle that we have. Now, before I move into the workload security, which is my next section, I would really want to do a quick jump into the demo and show you, how the UI looks, for the Carbon Black Cloud for the endpoints. So I'm sure that you are able to see that when it comes to the Carbon Black Cloud, this is the UI that we have, using which we can provide you capabilities like next generation AV, EDR, and the complete automated threat hunting environment. And so as you can see, the first intuitive dashboard that we have provides you a complete visibility into what is the overall endpoint health that you have, how many active endpoints are there, which are kind of actively reporting their status to the Carbon Black Cloud. On a quick way, you can notice here that what are the key attacks which are getting blocked, what are the potential suspicious activity which is happening in your environment. And if you really want to visualize all these attacks in a attack kill chain, that how many of them are trying to do a reconnaissance, how many of them are kind of creating a command and control channels, and how many of them are kind of delivering a malicious payload. So this is where you get a quick visibility. And then if you really want to see what are the top alerted applications, top alerted devices, so this is where you get a quick visibility upon. And then if you really want to see that what are the global threat reports that I was telling about, that our internal Carbon Black research team is kind of releasing on a day-to-day basis, then these are some of the recent one that you can see below, that the Epsil ransomware, that DarkSide ransomware, that was seen. And once you click there, you will be able to see that what are the IOCs that the adversaries are trying to make use of while they are launching this ransomware attack in your network. And when I say the IOCs are being launched, so when we publish these threat reports, we also make sure that your Carbon Black cloud is kind of enabling these prevention within your environment from day one. Now, if I really want to do a deep dive that how these attacks and what are these attacks which are happening into my environment, so I can quickly move into any of these categories and see what was this actually, the malware actually which got executed in my environment. So as you can see, policy applied means that the malware was kind of blocked before it even got executed into my environment. And if I really want to do a kind of alert triage that how it was happening into my environment, then I can quickly do deep dive into a process tree, from where I can quickly see that what was the process that started it, from where it started, what was the public IP, what was the host which was running it, and then how it actually impacted, and how it was terminated within the Carbon Black. And if I really want to see that what is the process ID, from where it started, what are the TTPs. So as you can see here, the TTPs are color coded as per the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So the darker the color, as you can see, it shows that it shows the severity of the TTP that the adversaries are trying to make use of. So this is a quick view in terms of the alert that you can actually have, that to see that how the malwares are kind of spreading into your environment. And if you really want to do a RCA, you can actually do a quarantine of this particular host from by the single click itself, where it will particularly make the machine isolated within the network itself. Then if you really want to do an investigation of the specific threats which are happening into your environment, then you can move to the the investigate page, and you can actually move into the suggested search. And as you can see, if you really want to see that if there are some adversaries who are trying to do a ransomware kind of a behavior in your environment, so you can run these out of the box suggested searches to have a quick view into your environment, to have a quick view of the security posture into your environment. Then when it comes to the inventories, so as you can see, you will be able to see all the sensors, all the agents, all the endpoints which have got Carbon Black sensor installed. So you'll be able to see a quick status of these endpoint sensors over the inventory itself, where you will be able to see that which device, which user, which operating system the sensor was installed. And if you really want to kind of update the sensors, kind of disable the sensor, quarantine the sensor, so all the capabilities are available to you at the single click itself. So I would say that was a quick demo with respect to the Carbon Black endpoint. Now let me just go back and switch back to my presentation again. So with respect to the demo, let me now move to the workload security part from the Carbon Black Cloud. So what Carbon Black has done is that in addition to the endpoint, with respect to where we talk about providing prevention on the endpoints, desktop, laptop servers, what we have done is we have done a native integration over our hypervisor, over the vSphere platform itself, using which what we say is that it can provide you the capabilities, the critical workload security capabilities. Now as you can see here that when it comes to workload security, the baseline of workload security, as you can see, the foundation of any workload security requirement starts with hardening, configuration, vulnerability management. And this is something Carbon Black has done it over the workload security platform that we have today. Now if you look at, when it comes to the workload security capabilities, what we have done is we have provided the capabilities in terms of vulnerability management, in terms of the lifecycle management, audit and remediation, vSphere integration, and on top of the next generation AV and the EDR capability that we have today. So the teams who were managing the vSphere, from the vSphere side, the vAdmins, if we used to ask them that do they have a visibility that how many vulnerable virtual machines do they have in their environment, then the answer would be no. But now with the Carbon Black workload security protection that we have today, what we are giving them, how we are empowering them is with capabilities like vulnerability management, basis which there is no additional agent which gets employed, which gets deployed over these virtual machines. So the traditional side of having the vulnerability management was that the vulnerability management was used to be a very cumbersome exercise. It is usually used to happen once or twice in a year, where the vulnerabilities were scanned by a typical scanner across the workloads. But now with Carbon Black workload, what we have done is, with our native integration with vSphere, what we have done is we the Carbon Black sensor sits over the these the virtual over the vSphere environment in a native way. So we kind of go scanless, since we have the native context of all the data which is happening over the vSphere. We go scanless when it comes to vulnerability management. So rather than doing these kind of periodic scan, we have the complete context of the data basis, which we are able to provide a better view in terms of what are the critical vulnerabilities which are there into the customer environment. Now vulnerability management is a very key domain when it comes to the workloads, because this is something where we talk about that we kind of go scanless. So there are no periodic scan that we are doing. Rather what we provide is a kind of a risk based prioritized feed which we provide basis our partnership with Kena Security. So rather than going over multiple pages of vulnerability reports, now customer have a risk based prioritized view of the vulnerability that they may have in their environment, which helps them to prioritize that which vulnerabilities they need to remediate first into their environment. So this is where they get these actionable inputs from the Carbon Black. And since we are kind of built in, so we provide this we have got a built-in context from both, from the Carbon Black cloud and from the vCenter console itself. Now when it comes to our capability with respect to the workload side, I would like to specify here that what we have done is the native integration which I was talking about, that we have done within the vSphere platform itself. So now as you can see, the vAdmin can now see that within the vSphere client itself, we have got a plugin for the Carbon Black, which actually tells that what is the state of the Carbon Black within their environment. And if they want to kind of do a bulk enablement of of these Carbon Black, they don't kind of have to manually install these over the several VM. Rather they can actually do a bulk enablement from the vSphere console itself. Now as I have told about that, we have got a native integration with the vCenter plugin that we have. So now we actually provide a kind of a vulnerability, a risk based view from the vSphere client itself. And this is something that, is kind of being appreciated a lot, because till now, even the vSphere admins, the V admins do not have any visibility of, any risk, which the virtual machines were having in their environment. But now with the Carbon Black integration, now what they can see is, within the vSphere client itself, they'll be able to see that, what are the vulnerabilities, which exists into their environment, what is the CVID of these vulnerability, along with, how they can actually remediate these vulnerabilities. So we also provide a KB article, which, they can refer and see that, how they can fix that particular vulnerability into their environment. Also, one of the key points here that, not just the vulnerability and, how we can fix that vulnerability, we also provide a kind of a risk based score, which tells them that, is this vulnerability which is kind of easily exploitable within the customer environment? Is it something, has been kind of being used by the malware exploitable in the recent while? So all these kind of capabilities are provided to them within the lifecycle management as part of the VM inventory. Now, a similar view is available for the InfoSec team itself. The InfoSec team can also log in into the Carbon Black console, and a similar, visibility into the vulnerabilities of the workloads will be visible to the InfoSec team, where they can actually look into that what are the critical vulnerabilities, moderate vulnerabilities, high and low vulnerabilities that exist into the environment. Now, when it comes to workload security, we have got a dedicated bundle for the, specifically for the vSphere workloads. And as you can see, it starts from the cloud, Carbon Black Cloud Workload Essentials. And the capabilities that it provides you is that, the asset inventory, audit and remediation capabilities, the lifecycle management, where using which, you can identify and harden the risk within your environment. The next bundle that we have is, towards, the Carbon Black Cloud Workload Advanced, where we have actually added, the capabilities like next generation and AV and the behavioral based EDR that I spoke about. And then the third bundle that we have is, with respect to the Carbon Black Workload Enterprise, where we have added, the threat hunting capabilities on top of, the Workload Advanced. And to make it, look similar to how we are doing the licensing is here, as per the is based on per CPU, and it is just like, how the vSphere licensing was. Now, just, to show that, the Carbon Black solution is something that, it is not something that it works in isolation. We kind of integrate with more than 500 products and service partners today. So when it comes to integration, we have got close integration, I would say bi-directional integration with a lot of SIM vendors, including Splunk, QRadar, Sumo Logic. Similarly, with some of the SOAR platforms like, Splunk, Swimlane, Resilient. Similarly, when it comes to intelligence like Kena Security, and with perimeter security devices like Checkpoint, Palo Alto. Now, important point here is that, when I say integration, it is a kind of bi-directional integration. So today, if the customer is having a SOAR platform like Resilient or maybe a Splunk, then using, the open API platform that we have, we can enable a lot of capabilities like, isolating that particular host directly from the SOAR platform itself. It is not something that, I need to be over the Carbon Black console to enable these capabilities. Due to the open API platform that we have, we can actually enable most of these capabilities of, isolating that host or, remediating that particular host from the SOAR platform, like from the Resilient platform itself. And then these are, some of the industry accolades that we have, with respect to the Carbon Black Cloud, which talks about our key capability that, how well we are doing into the endpoint security space. Then to summarize, I would say that, when it comes to Carbon Black, when it comes to, how it can integrate into your security stack. So Carbon Black actually helps in, enabling your long-term strategy. So it helps in, enhancing the workflows. It actually, fits into, your existing workflow, across your security tool, because we understand that, no solution can work in isolation. It eventually have to understand and integrate with rest of your security stack. It also helps you, to increase the visibility that you may have into your environment, that what are these insecure configuration. And once you have the visibility that now you identify the risk, then you can take an action that how you can remediate across your endpoints, network, workloads, and container. And then while we are doing that, we amplify the investment, to make sure that you are doing it towards the security and the other IT investments. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.